episode tonight. And let me just, before starting the discussion, quote Prime Minister's statements. And Prime Minister Ibrahim said that the upcoming economic conference due to be held in the Red Sea resort of Sharm el-Sheikh in March will be a turning point for the Egyptian economy. He said that the international event will witness the participation of a wide range of countries, international entities, companies and businessmen who will have the chance to get acquainted with the investment opportunities in Egypt. How exactly did Egypt prepare for such a huge conference?
Right, thank you very much. This is a very crucial question. I will go. Yes. The economic conference is a turning point for Egypt and for the Egyptian economy. Are we prepared for such an event? I can say to a great extent yes. But again, a few things need to be in place before we go to the economic conference or the Sharm summit. The government announced more than 20 projects to be introduced for investors. But if we go back a bit, the cabinet and the Minister of Investment promised to have the law very soon, the investment law. It is very crucial to have an investment law before the conference or the summit, because the law or the investment law will tell you how things will work out. How will investors invest in Egypt? The terms and conditions of investment, whether it will be a one-stop shop for licensing and establishment of companies, or we are back business as usual. So things have to be clear to investors about concessions, incentives in the investment law. Investors have to be clear about what kind of guarantees will the government of Egypt give for the investments. They need to have a pre-feasibility study for the projects offered by the Egyptian government. So many things have to happen in the same time simultaneously.
So let's take it point by point, because let's start with the index. Many investors said that they want a kind of index or a kind of a reference for them to know the opportunities existing in Egypt. And they don't want a very long one that they will get lost in, rather a small one that they will have a quick look and understand exactly what kind of opportunities do they have, what kind of business do they want to get in. What did Egypt do about this?
We have a number of mega projects will be introduced to the conference. As I said, more than 20 mega projects in different sectors: oil and gas, energy, housing, tourism, and other sectors. We're talking about a project of like $1 billion and above, and we have 14 investment banks working on that, besides other consultancy firms working on the promotion of such projects. Let me get back and say how things work out. First, the government announces that it has a number of projects. Okay? Do we have the pre-feasibility study for such projects? No. We have few indicators. We have few measures, like investment measures, like what is...
What do you mean by we don't have the pre-feasibility study of a project?
Actually, the government doesn't have to make a pre-feasibility.
Exactly.
Okay?
I mean, here the investor will have, should have the pre-feasibility study.
The investor should make the feasibility study for the project. But at least you have to have a kind of a pre-document that tells the investor few numbers on the project. Like the energy, the market share, the competition, labor, energy pricing, the return on investment, what kind of payback period, to understand the investment law, if there is an investment law to be launched before the conference. So all the major indicators have to be there in a piece of paper or a bunch of papers. Okay, that will make the life of the investor easy. On top of that, you have to have licenses in place. You don't want to torture the investors. Okay? So the projects have to be cleared that no obstacles, no hurdles are against such investments. Bear in mind that a few years back that the government decided to take back a few of the projects that were privatized. Okay? And we have a kind of a bad reputation.
Rather, the country reviewed how those projects were resumed. It was a revision to the money that you have taken.
Then the government put its hand on the projects. So what kind of message are you giving foreign investors? Right? You have to attract foreign direct investments into Egypt. And this is the only way to make economic growth. Now we are going at 1.8%. The golden era was between 2007 and 2010. All the economic indicators, the macroeconomic indicators were quite healthy in terms of sustainable growth rate, foreign direct investments, budget deficits.
But we went into two revolutions.
Exactly. So something wrong with that. But the economy was not wrong. The indicators were quite healthy, right? So now we are back to 1.8% growth rate. Foreign direct investments less than $1 billion US. Foreign reserves down from 36 billion to almost 16 billion. So we have a problem. So we need investors back. That's what I want to say, that we need investments, foreign direct investments into Egypt. That will not happen unless you have a law that gives concessions and incentives to investors to welcome them to Egypt. You have to have clearance in terms of licenses.
You mentioned the role of investment several times. Yes, indeed, it is a very important step that should come ahead of this conference in order to be able really to attract any kind of foreign investors. Let me ask you about this investment law. What is hindering its issuance?
Well, again, we had before a good investment law, law number 8, okay, and that is still functioning. Right. The government thought loudly, why not to have